Dwight Howard's journey through the NBA stands as one of basketball's most fascinating rise and fall sagas. Once hailed as the league's next dominant big man, the Superman of a new generation, Howard's career was marked by both incredible triumphs and painful collapses. His story captures how rapid success, ego conflicts, and personal missteps can transform a generational talent into a cautionary tale.
It's the moment that, I've been dreaming about every day.
Yet even after years of ridicule and decline,
What do y'all want me to say? Because I'm not finna give y'all nothing. What's stupid?
Howard managed to carve out a quiet redemption, returning to the Los Angeles Lakers in 2020 to finally claim the championship that once eluded him, though this time not as the superstar, but as the humbled role player. When Dwight Howard lifted the 2020 NBA championship trophy with the Lakers, it was a moment of poetic.
He's a hell of a player, but for some reason people don't like him. Why do you think people don't like you?
Closure. After years of being labeled a locker room distraction, he finally tasted the validation he had chased for so long, but the victory came under vastly different circumstances than the glory days of his youth. No longer the centerpiece of a franchise, Howard played limited minutes, just about 15 per game, serving as an enforcer and backup big man. The contrast between his former dominance,
he just lost sight of who he was and what made him that three-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Even this supporting role was jarring. The 7 years between his first turbulent stint with the Lakers and his return were defined by chaos. After leaving Los Angeles in 2013, his reputation deteriorated rapidly. Stints with the Rockets, Hawks, Hornets, and Wizards ended with similar reports. Teams eager to part ways with a man once seen as a cornerstone. The player who once embodied power and charisma had become the symbol of unfulfilled potential. Even Kobe Bryant, during Howard's first Lakers run, publicly branded him soft, a label that would haunt him for years. The perception of Howard shifted from elite athlete to disruptive personality.
I really can't believe how disrespected, I feel. And then I get punched in the face like that.
Media narratives painted him as immature, self-absorbed, and incapable of leadership. His off-court controversies and rumored personal drama overshadowed his on-court resume, to the point that fans and analysts debated whether he even deserved a Hall of Fame induction. It was a stunning fall for someone whose early numbers rivaled the all-time greats. During his prime, Howard was a statistical powerhouse. He was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time All-Star, and the best center in basketball for nearly a decade. He still ranks 10th all-time in rebounds, 13th in blocks, and 57th in points scored, higher than legends like Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen, and Tracy McGrady. Yet all those accolades seemed forgotten as his image crumbled. For Howard, the reckoning came when he had to confront one painful truth. His downfall wasn't just about injuries or coaching, it was about accountability and identity. Dwight Howard's story began with improbable odds. After his parents endured 7 miscarriages, his birth was hailed as a miracle. His athletic lineage was undeniable. His mother, a former 5'10" college player, and his father, a 6'7" athletic director. But young Dwight initially didn't fit the mold of a future NBA superstar. Entering 8th grade, he was just a slender 5'10" point guard with average athleticism and no major expectations. Then came the transformation that changed everything. Over 2 years, Howard experienced an astonishing growth spurt, shooting up to 6 feet 9 inches by his sophomore season. His sudden size earned him a varsity spot, but his frame remained too thin to compete with established big men. A chance encounter with Charles Barkley would alter his future. Barkley advised the young player that without serious muscle, he'd never make it professionally. The next morning, Dwight's father brought him to the gym, and from that day forward, Howard became obsessed with strength training. The results were dramatic. His once lanky frame became a sculpted powerhouse. By his senior year, standing 6 feet 11 inches, he was a near unstoppable force. He led Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy to the 2004 state championship while averaging 25 points, 18 rebounds, 8.1 blocks, and 3.5 assists per game. Recognized as the nation's top high school prospect, he shared McDonald's All-American MVP honors and followed in Kevin Garnett's footsteps by jumping straight to the NBA draft. The Orlando Magic, searching for a new franchise cornerstone after trading away Tracy McGrady, struck gold in the 2004 draft lottery. They selected Dwight Howard first overall, making him only the 3rd high school player ever to be chosen with the top pick. Orlando had once drafted Shaquille O'Neal, and fans hoped Howard would become the next great Magic center. Despite entering a league dominated by physical giants like Shaq, Tim Duncan, and Yao Ming, Howard's athleticism immediately set him apart. In his rookie season, he averaged a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks, making him the youngest player in NBA history to achieve that milestone. His relentless commitment to improvement defined the next few years. Howard added 20 pounds of muscle during his first offseason and transformed from a raw teenager into a physically imposing presence who could dominate both ends of the court. By his second year, Howard's production soared to 15.8 points and 12.5 rebounds per game. In his third season, he became an all-star and earned All-NBA third-team honors, while shooting an incredible 60% from the field. His leadership rejuvenated the Magic franchise and ended their playoff drought. The foundation for greatness had been laid. The hiring of coach Stan Van Gundy ignited Howard's prime years.
I've never seen people afraid. Like, yo, we not going into there until get subbed out.
Van Gundy recognized that Dwight wasn't just another big man. He was the league's most athletic and defensively gifted center. In their first season together, Howard's dominance peaked. He led the league in rebounds, 14.2, and blocks, 2.1, while averaging 20.7 points per game. His magnetic personality and freakish athletic feats, highlighted by his iconic Superman slam dunk contest win, made him a global sensation. At the height of his fame, Howard even secured more endorsement deals than LeBron James. Van Gundy built a revolutionary system around him, 4 perimeter shooters orbiting a single dominant center. The 4-out, 1-in offense was ahead of its time, using Dwight's post-gravity to create open threes or easy dunks. Defensively, he was nearly invincible, capable of switching onto guards while erasing shots at the rim. The formula worked perfectly. The 2008 to 2009 season became the high point of his career. Howard captured his first Defensive Player of the Year trophy, led the league in rebounds and blocks, and powered Orlando to a surprising playoff run. After knocking out the defending champion Boston Celtics, Howard faced LeBron James and the top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. In a stunning Game 6 performance, he dropped 40 points and 14 rebounds, sending Orlando to their first finals since 1995. Though the Magic ultimately fell to Kobe Bryant's Lakers in 5 games, Howard's finals averages, 20.3 points, 15.3 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks, cemented him as the best big man alive. The future looked boundless, and many believed he was on track to carry Orlando to a championship dynasty. Following the finals, Howard's dominance continued. He won 2 more Defensive Player of the Year awards, led the league in rebounds multiple times, and maintained historic defensive efficiency. Yet behind the success, tension was brewing. Howard's offensive role began to shrink, and his frustrations with Van Gundy's system grew louder.
I mean, they're a hell of a basketball team, and they played probably their best game, so give them credit.
He wanted to be more than a defensive anchor. He wanted to be the guy, the offensive centerpiece, the superstar in full. By 2011, his discontent became impossible to hide. Public disputes with Van Gundy over play calling and locker room politics leaked to the press, painting Howard as petty and self-serving. While he posted a career-high 22.9 points per game that season, the narrative around him shifted. The once smiling Superman was now perceived as a diva, someone obsessed with spotlight and validation. The very qualities that had made him magnetic early in his career were now being weaponized against him.